Welcome back to this new episode in our Devops course on Linux. And I already told you in the last episode. In today's episode, we are going to talk about the groups exercise that about HTOP user. The idea about this exercise is create a group called HTOP user, assign it a specific permission that allows for the members group to execute a certain command. In this case, the htop command. So as you can see, this always is annoying. Term is equals xterm and execute htop. Htop is this tool that allows monitor and see our system resource. So yeah, it's useful, and we are going to use this command to limit their access only for the htop users group. So the idea is first of all understand how commands are performed on Linux or in Linux. So let's let's start with that. And also I already have for example, I already have the htop user, but remember sudo group add htop user, and that's all. So let's go to htop. What does it mean when we execute a command like htop? So that is a shortcut from another long route or path known as the absolute path. We can look for that path using the which command and the command we want to know about it. And if we perform which, we see the absolute path about htop is into the user bin folder. The idea about this is because all the files or also executable files into the user bin doesn't need to specify from this. It's just like once we perform htop is the same as if we perform user bin htop. Is the same. We have the same result, but it's like a shortcut, as you can see. If we, for example, see into the user bin, we have a lot of apps or commands. For example, we have the make command. I can perform make, and as you can see, works. But also I can use which make, and we have the information we already know. And also we can perform this command using bin make, and we have the same result. So commands are programs, programs or apps, and apps are files. That means we can change files, permission, files, groups, and do whatever we want. So let's see about it. If we use lsla user bin, in this case htop, as you can see, we have this information just right there. I remember something. This is split into three different kind of entities: just the author, the group, and the others. This is the author user, and this is the author inside quotation mark author, and this is the group about this file that is the executable program. By default, all programs we are install our system are assigned to the root user. So yeah, doesn't make it's not important to know. But the reason why the reason why I am telling you this is because we have to change the file group, and also we have to change the permission. Why? First of all, let's change the user the file group. What happens if I change the program group to htop user? Okay, that's right. For example, let's change using the ch group command, sudo ch group command htop users and user bin htop. Okay, that's right. That's perfect. Let's see again what happened. And as you can see, htop user. Okay, that's right. I didn't see nothing wrong, but I want you to notice something about the permission. And the permission is read, readable, writable, and executable for author, read and execute for user for the group users, the users group, and also is readable and executable for others. For others is a way to say the users from outside the top user. That means everyone can execute this program. For example, if I see, I don't know, Chryslo is no longer in htop. Okay, Chryslo is in htop. So remember, to remove a user from a group, we have to use the sudo g passwd the param delete the group's name, if I'm not wrong, htop users and Chryslo. Okay, I always forget the order. Is in the other hand Chryslo and htop users, and as you can see, we remove Chryslo from group htop user. But let's get into or log into the as Chryslo. So let's use Chryslo. The password, you write that, and if we use htop, all is working. But that you already know why, because I already told you. So let's back again to Debian and change the permissions about the execution. I'm not longer I'm not going to explain a lot about this because this is for other episode, but the permission use the chmod command and using the following format. The following format is, for example, if I put 7, all this is not a 750 is not that. There are three different numbers: 7, 5, and 0. 7 is for the author. The author, in this case root. 5 is for the group, in this case htop user, this one, and 0 is for the others, this one. So if we put 7, is the same result as we have used right here. If we put 5, is the same result we have here. But if I put 0, that means the people who are not longer or who are not into the htop user cannot perform read or execute actions. So let's change that. If you ask what is the default permission, is just 755, but in this case we are going to change 750, and also user being htop. So let's see again, user being htop, and as you can see, we change this one for author. Keep the same configuration for author and group, but others cannot perform any action with this file. That means other from outside of the htop user cannot execute this one. So let's log back as Chryslo. This one just right there, and we already are as Chryslo. And if maybe try to execute htop, as you can see, we don't have permission to execute that, because I already told you, if we are assigned the executable permission for author and user groups, but the Chryslo is not into the user, oh my goodness, lsl user being htop, but in my case, who am I, Chryslo is not into the htop users. Let's see Chryslo, and as you can see, I'm no longer I'm not in the htop users, so I can't use the htop. That is the same as user being htop. But let's back again to the Debian and add the Chryslo to the htop user group. So remember, sudo usermod ag to add as a secondary group. The group's name is htop users and the username is Chryslo. So Chryslo is back again in the htop users. We can see just right there. And as you can see, and let's back into the Chryslo user or session. I wrote wrong the password. I'm sorry. This one. We're again as Chryslo, and let's execute this htop. And as you can see, we can perform the command because the command is in other hand a file, and we change that file configuration about the group and the permission, and also we add Chryslo to the htop groups that also matches with the file group, and also match with the at the end htop command. All is connect. Maybe this busy or bossy explanation looks or sounds like so basic, but it's important to understand because it's not basic at all. Because if you don't know how htop is the same as user being htop, and a command is a file, and a file we can change the group and the permission, and we are in using that we can, for example, restrict the access to that command to a certain group. So that is the idea, to understand why is this working out. So I hope this video was helpful. Maybe if you are asking how back again the configuration, this is easy because we already know how to change a file group and how to change the permission, the group permissions. So let's see. We can use sudo hg group and in this case, remember the default. Let me see. The default group for this process was root, so let's back again root. So we can use root group and specify the file htop, and as you can see, if we perform this command again, we see root. But if we need to change the execution permission, because only the members into the root group can perform this command, so the idea is not add people to the root group. So let's change the permission. You already know that chmod, and by default, well, we put 750, but let's give to others to the permission to read and execute this file using the 5 at the end, user being htop. And I think that's all. Maybe if you see again, the information or the previous configuration is already applied, and maybe we can remove the user Chryslo to check that. So it's like sudo g passwd delete user Chryslo from htop users, and as you can see, Chryslo was removed from the HTTP users. We can use just right here, and let's back into the Chryslo users. So Chryslo, type the password, and if we use htop, well, it doesn't matter because we back the previous configuration about the who can execute this command, and we define that all the users can perform this command. As you can see, no matters the group, because others can read and execute this file. That means this process, that means that command. So I hope this video was helpful, and see you in the next time. Bye bye.